So let's say that you want to add additional skill that is not a base skill in D&D to this skill template. Well, we can do that in this short tutorial. I'll show you how to do that. So the easiest thing to do would be to add it at the very bottom because that wouldn't interrupt any of the other functions that are going on here. But it's a shame to do that because we have everything in alphabetical order already. So let me show you how to do it, adding it in wherever you want on here. So the first thing you want to do, in this case, we're adding a skill that has recently been introduced into my D&D game, which is called lucid dreaming. So alphabetically, it should go between listen and move silently. So what we do is we highlight this row right here, right click on insert cells, and we want it to shift down. Okay. And so we put in the name of the skill here, as we have for all the other skills. And what we need to do now is we actually need to go over to this other sheet that we have connected here. And we need to do the same thing here. So you highlight the move silently row, right click, insert cells, shift down, and put in lucid dreaming. And it is wisdom based. And it is trained only. So put it a no in this one. And the only class that I have on here that has a class skill in it is Bard. Okay, so that's how you need to do that there. And let's just go back to the main sheet now. So if you click on one of the other class skill cells, you need to highlight this formula up here, copy it, click on the lucid dreaming class skill cell, click on the formula bar, and paste it there. And you can see that it's correctly judged that we do not have it as a class skill because we don't have any levels in Bard, so we don't get to we don't get to have as many ranks. So for trained only, that's not, you just have to enter that in yourself, and we know that it is, so we just say yes. And like we said, it's wisdom based, so we put wisdom there. No armor check penalty, and let's just say we have 0 points, 0 ranks, 0 modifiers. And for total modifier, what we need to do is we need to once again click on one of the other cells in the total modifier column, highlight this formula, copy, click on our cell that we want to put it in, click on the formula bar, and paste. And you can see that we don't have the ability to use it because it is trained only and we have 0 ranks. So it's an NA. Okay. So, but now that's the simplest part. But what if we want to say that, for example, that there's a synergy? Lucid dreaming does have a synergy included with it. So that synergy is that if you have 5 or more ranks in concentration, you get a +2 bonus in lucid dreaming. Now that's not going to help our character very much because we still can't use the skill until we put ranks into it. But we want to at least indicate that that's happening. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to add that synergy over here on our table of synergies. Concentration is above craft alphabetically. So let's insert the cells above craft. And you can see it's kind of screwed up a lot of the conditional formatting here. So what you need to do is for the row that's displaced, you go here, click on it, and go over to the conditional formatting area. And what you need to say is that click on one of these, and you see that it's automatically like changed it to be within a range. What you want to do is delete the first part right there. And you want to do the same here. Delete the first part of that. And you can delete these rules right here. And you're also going to need to, in these ones that you just changed, change this number to be 1 higher. So now we're ready to actually put in some text here. So we can say concentration, and we get a +2 bonus on lucid dreaming checks. All right. But just writing that is not enough for it to actually work. So what we want to do is we want to go over to our actual lucid dreaming miscellaneous modifier cell. And you can see that there's already a conditional formatting rule here. And that is, once again, just a product of adding another row. And it is not something that we want to keep. So we just get rid of it. What we do now is we add another rule in conditional formatting. It needs to be a custom formula. So we do like that. And what we're trying to say here is that if concentration is 5 or more ranks, then we get a +2 bonus and the cell turns green. So what we do to indicate that is we type in an equals, and then we look and see which cell corresponds to concentration ranks. Looks like H20. So H20 and greater than or equal to 5. And if it is, we want to change it to the green color that we usually do. All right, so you see that it's updated there, but the number has not changed, and that's because in order to do that, we need to actually go into the formula bar up here and write another formula. So the formula for this is the same condition, but it's written differently. So what you need to do is type in if, open parentheses, and our cell was H20. So H20 is greater than or equal to 5. That's the condition. So now you type in a comma. And so what we want to our formula to do if the condition is true, we want it to return a 2. So type in 2. And if it's false, we want it to be 0. And so then you put in another comma after the 2 and then a 0, and then you close the parentheses. And that's it right there. And even though we have a +2, it's correctly judged that since we don't have ranks, we still do not get a modifier, and we still don't get to roll it. We also want to add it so that it will light up green here as well. So what we do is we just add another custom formula, and we're once again saying if concentration ranks are higher than 5, then we want to light up green. So H20 is greater than or equal to 5. And change the color to the green, and do the same for this one over here. So it's some busy work, but if you wanted to add a skill, that's something that you can do. And you are going to need to um, change some of the fill colors for a lot of these because they are offset now by you adding one. I'm not going to do that right now because there's not any really good reason to show how to do that. It's pretty clear how to do it, but it will take a couple more minutes. But that is basically how you do that. That's how you add the skill to the table. That's how you add the synergies, and that's basically it. If you have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comment section, and hope you found this useful.